There are many elements that draw us all to the woods, but the one that is probably the most common is the dream of the big buck making that mistake and ending up right in your lap. How we handle it at that point, well, that's up to each one of us at the moment of truth, but the thrill cannot be matched. Another element is nature, like a flock of turkey coming in close enough to count the hair on a big Tom's beard. Now, we've all probably watched the groundhog waddling through the woods once or twice, but have you ever witnessed one do this? Watch carefully. Let's back that up to take another look. No one is really sure just what the groundhog was thinking, but after a short time, he headed back to wherever he came from. So maybe you haven't seen that before in the woods, but I'll bet you've seen something while afield that very few of your friends have. Something that you had to rush back and tell the story. That's nature. Take care of nature, and nature will take care of you. Maybe with the buck of a lifetime. On our first hunt, we joined Gary Bogner, president of Safari Club International. Gary's hunting late October and pre-rut.
It's late October here at Arrowhead Lodge, and fall colors are just coming in. We're about a week behind on the colors. And the rut is usually starting right about now, around the 25th or so. But it appears like it's little. But I'm headed out this afternoon. I'm going to go to a favorite stand. And I'm going to take my horns with me and do just a little clicking. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And we're going to see if there's some activity. We've seen a few deer pushing themselves around a little bit. Playing tough guys. I think one more week and we'll have the rut full in swing here in Michigan. Little luck, we'll have a great evening.
Gary's strategy is a little pre-rut rattling. Rattling this time of the year can be very productive. It wouldn't be long before Gary got the response he was hoping for. Again, another buck appears, but this buck seems to be very nervous. And then finally, the reason why all of the bucks in the area were so jittery. Like a ghost, this buck appears from nowhere. Seeing a true 6x6 in the woods is every bow hunter's dream. The question is how to control all of those familiar feelings. With all of the deer in the area, it was difficult for Gary to draw his bow without being seen. Gary knew it was back to the drawing board. Time to start over. And again, Gary's rattle with the answer. This time, Gary would get the shot off, placing it perfectly, or so he thought.
Six o'clock, Michigan time. Merle and me came in here this evening. We've rattled a little bit. We've tried some different things. You can see from previous, we had a lot of deer come in. I tried to draw once, and they all blew out of here. Most of the deer never, there was too many. And we just had two fawns in here. A nice little, looks like 7 or 8 point came in, and offered about a nice 30-yard shot. It looks like it's good, and just blew out of here like mad. I think I heard it crash though, so hopefully he's just over the hill here, and we're gonna have our first deer for the 2002 hunting season in Michigan.
On second look, Gary discovered that the shot wasn't exactly as he had hoped. He would have to wait until morning.
Well, last night when I shot the buck, I come over to the edge of the rim and looked in, and I heard a bunch of crashing and everything, and I thought maybe I spooked him. I thought I better not go any further at all. I hadn't gone 40 yards from the stand. So waited till this morning, knowing it wasn't going to rain, and came about 200 yards right now with specks all the way, and just picked up real good specks here. It's getting, and it seems the deer's following this trail that's along here. Got the arrow. It's not even bent. It's a double X78. Easton broke the broadhead right off at the base, the ferrule. So my guess is that broadhead is stuck all the way over here in this shoulder bone, because it went across just like this. So we'll keep following this trail here. Right there's our deer. That deer's come almost a good 300, 350 yards. Absolutely amazing. A nice Michigan whitetail. We got big bodied deer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on the right, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the left. Kind of lightweight in its mass. Probably almost 18 inches wide. Look at that neck already. Swelled up, and we're not even into the rut full yet, and he's already just built right up in neck. He was a lot of power in an animal like this. You see, came in right here in this angle, went across, and it's lodged in this shoulder on the opposite side. When you make those shots, you always got to keep that in mind. We all want to shoot right there for behind the shoulder, but if you've got that angle where it's cornering not very much on you, you got to be careful, because it's going to come out way over here, way front of the shoulder, and you're not going to get everything you want. This is a little too far back. It should be probably about 6 to 8 inches more right here, but it certainly did the job, and it's probably about 4 inches high from what I'd like to have seen it. But when we replay the video, you'll see that deer had the time to react, and he lunged. And I think that's a little of the reason, besides I think my age. When you got this big 6.0, I'm not as steady and as accurate as I used to be, but it's still in there. Well, this is a beautiful, beautiful animal, and we'll have some good venison in the freezer and some good steaks this winter. But more so, it's just been a wonderful adventure to be in the Michigan woods in October, and the colors changing. This is what it's all about. This is life for a bow hunter. God's blessed me. Thank you.
Congratulations to Gary Bogner, president of Safari Club International. Throughout this video, we will have tips from the professionals. Our first tip is from Gary Bogner. Gary writes, when bow hunting from an acorn tree, carry with you a bunch of small stones. Whitetail will listen for acorns dropping and will come to the sound. Throw stones from your stand so they will strike several branches on the way down. This provides a very effective and realistic method for calling whitetails. They say bow hunters have a keen eye for movement and picking things up in the woods. Here's a test. You have 10 seconds. How many squirrels do you see? We'll show you again later in the video with the answer at the end. On our next hunt, we join Tom Nelson, longtime bow hunter and host of Bowhunter Magazine's American Archer.
One of the things I like to do on these late October hunts, it's the pre-rut right now, and the does aren't ready, but the bucks are real active, and so they're just hoping to find a receptive doe, but there pretty much aren't any quite yet. So they are ready, and they're looking. So a great way to entice these deer this time of year, like this up really beautiful morning as far as hunting. The rain last night had quit. The woods are real still, and there's a little bit of ground fog. It's a beautiful late October morning. And what I've been doing is a series of doe bleeds. Every once in a while, I just let out a blat, and they're looking for any sign of a doe in the area, and they will come and they will investigate. They will come in just to check out and see what's going on, check the doe. So they respond very well to calling this time of year. Grunting works great, especially during the rut and such. But prior to the rut, a great way to attract bucks in close is just to do some calling, just do some doe bleeds and blads. Don't be afraid to be aggressive this time of year. Do some calling. And I do what I call blind calling, where, I'm not even looking at it. This morning I saw that deer and started calling, but oftentimes I can't even see what I'm you can't see a deer, a period, and I'll just call it, and they'll just show up. You got to be ready, but it's a great way to entertain yourself. It's and add a little new element to that October pre-rut hunt.
With Tom's calling, it wouldn't be long before he would get a response.
Right where he stopped, I had just a small branch in the way. And I hit him a little bit high, but at this angle, he's only 15 yards. But did you see him stop when he's so close when I drew back? He must have saw that motion, but it was too late. Folks, when I was calling, when he came down, I was taking a call and putting it behind me a little bit to make the sound. It sounded like he was farther behind me. And that buck just come in looking. But that's, I don't know, the third buck that this morning in an hour and a half that we called in. Wind was perfect. Oh my gosh, he cooperated beautifully. It's a nice A-point. He went, I don't know, 80 yards after I hit him. And he's down. So, we'll see here for a second. We'll go take a look. Jeez. Calling is lethal, believe me. Oh my gosh. You know what's so funny is we just put out this scent. I put a few trips, because the deer were picking us up, and it just worked out great. When we came out, it rained all night, and I had said that this is the perfect morning. I said it quit raining just about an hour before dawn. It was real still at first, but we just been calling all morning. Again, just aggressive hunting. A lot of people wait till they see deer to call. I said, have with it. I'm just gonna call. And I've done it before, and I've had great success. Wow. Let's go take a look at him. He's down. I can see him. I can't wait any longer. Get the safety belt off and get over there and see. When you see that, bubbles, that frothy blood like that, folks, I can assure you, you don't have to trail this deer very far. Of course, we saw him go down, but when you can get an arrow looking like that, I always tell people to look their arrow over right away. You can tell a lot from the arrow what type of hit it is, whether it's a paunch hit, a double lung hit like this, an artery hit with a real red blood, a liver shot, just by the looks of the arrow. There's always lots of telltale sign right at the scene of the hit. Oftentimes people look and aren't sure if they hit the deer or if they miss, can't find the arrow, but there's always usually you can hit a deer without running into cutting some hair off of him. So this probably would be a walk-along blood trail if we had to follow it, but we're going to walk over and do the shortcut. Thank you. Look at that. Whoa. Man.
Here we are, folks.
probably looking back now at the tree stand, it's 80 yards, 90 yards he went. And he's a magnificent buck. Big body deer, pre-rut, neck's getting swelled up. He's got all kinds of debris in his antlers there where he's been rubbing. He's been active. But he just came like a magnet to his calling this morning. He did everything right. He came around. Luckily, he was on the downwind side. Circled around a little bit, caught just a whiff of where we put out some of our deer lure, some of the S&P scent, and he picked that up and came walking on down. And this is a scrape line that we're hunting on this high ridge here. And he just came in like on a magnet to that doe bleed. He just come in looking. He stopped and looked, but he came right by. Made a perfect shot. I hit him a tad bit higher than I wanted to, but because of the angle at 15 yards, it came out low on the other side, and we watched him go down on camera, and I'm just excited. Sims Vibration Labs stuff kept my bow ultra quiet. He didn't have a clue. I mean, that arrow was through him, and I mean, you saw there, he looked at me when I drew back. He either caught a little bit of my movement, but I was already on him with my sight pin and picked a spot and hit him well, and he died within our sight. That makes for the perfect bow hunting morning here in late October. It's just fantastic, and I'm elated. I'm happier than heck with this deer. It's a nice, mature, probably a 2.5-year-old buck, and I'm proud to hang my paper tag on in this bugger. I'm plenty happy.
Congratulations to Tom Nelson, host of Bowhunter Magazine's American Archer. Our next tip is from Tom Nelson. Tom writes, "Deer can and will pick up residual human scent left behind even hours after the hunter has vacated his stand, alerting deer to the hunter's presence. By rotating stands, bow hunters can stay a step ahead of the deer's nose and any chance of the deer patterning the hunter." On our next hunt, we join Jim Van Norman, veteran outdoor writer and videographer. It's late October and pre-rut.
Nice shot, Jim. It's so important to practice, shoot a few arrows, just like when I go out west hunting with you, when I first get in camp. First thing I like to do is pull my bow together, just take a couple shots like that.
You bet. A lot of things can happen between home and where you're headed.
Absolutely.
And besides that, you just need a little bit of practice when you get there to kind of get acclimated to drawing, holding on the target and staying on it, and then skiing off.
When you fly halfway across the country, all kinds of stuff can happen to your bow. So your rest, your knocking point. So you right then. So looks like you're ready to go, though.
Hopefully I can do that when the time comes.
Yep, I pull it and we'll shoot it one more time and then we'll go, okay?
All right.
Jim would try his hand at rattling. Rattling during pre-rut can be deadly. The main factor is your buck-to-doe ratio, where the numbers are about 1 buck to 2 does is the optimal place for rattling. At Arrowhead Lodge, they keep the buck-to-doe ratio at 1 to 1.5 does. Jim is on a management hunt. He's doing his part to try to weed out the lesser bucks.
Well, folks, as you can see, this deer actually only went about 30 yards before he expired. It was about a 23-yard shot. He was quartering away just a little bit, and the shot went perfect the way I'd hoped it would go. And if you take a look at these antlers, I made a decision when I came here not to take some of these primo bucks over here. This property's under quality deer management, and we talked about maybe taking out some of these deer who had some genetic defects, and we accomplished exactly what we wanted to do in that regard. You know, I elected to take one of these problem deer versus some of these really big bucks that we got an opportunity to see, just to help out in that regard. And if everyone would do that in their hunting area, you know, the whole bunch of us would have a heck of an opportunity to really take some real wall hangers and some really good sized deer, and the hunting would overall be better in the long run. So real pleased to be able to help out in this particular area.
Our next tip is again from Tom Nelson, host of Bowhunter Magazine's American Archer. Tom writes, eat an apple on your way to your stand. When you get within 100 yards, drop the core to the ground and crunch it under your boots. This helps cover your scent as you approach your spot. Well, we couldn't resist showing the groundhog one more time. On our next hunt, we join Ron Rett of Outtech Incorporated. It's November, and in Michigan that means prime rut, time when large bucks tend to make fatal mistakes.
This morning we seen an untypical again. He was 6 on one side. Would definitely be a book buck if he was good on the other side, but he's a tremendous animal again. He's non-typical on the left side. I think you got him on video, so we get a chance to see him. But a beautiful animal, and another good 8-point as well.
The next day in stand, Ron will be treated to a sparring match between two bucks that most people only dream about. Then the buck that Ron was waiting for shows up out of nowhere. Ron puts a great shot on the buck.
I just pray to God he's a tremendous buck. He's beautiful. He's a buck of a lifetime. It's been a great hunt. I'm excited as all heck. It's just been immaculate. It's just, I can't even explain it. I just hope we got him. I think it's a good shot. It's a little far back, but I think it's good liver. We heard it crash. I think he's down. We got him.
Oh, Gary, look at him. He's gorgeous. Oh my God, that's a buck of a lifetime.
Oh,
That's a buck of a lifetime. Oh my God.
Oh, congratulations, guy. It sure is. Oh, man.
Gary, thank you very much. It's been a tremendous hunt the entire time. I mean, every day it's been exciting. We've seen 45 bucks for one night in the stand. We passed up 3 Pope and Young. I think we passed up a 10-point Pope and Young this morning, and this is what it's all about, waiting for a beauty like this. Makes you nervous passing up Pope and Youngs, but when you can take something like this, God, this is a tremendous, tremendous animal. This is what I've been calling a lifetime buck, Gary. Oh, God. I mean, it's the buck, the hunt, you know, every day in the woods is exciting. The group of guys we had here, we had a great group of guys. We had a lot of friendships going on. It was just fabulous. Everybody's been busting on each other all week. I tell you, it's one of the best hunting camps I've ever been in. We just had a tremendous, tremendous time. Everybody enjoyed each other. The lodge is just fabulous. The cooking, the guides, it's immaculate. It's the most comfortable I've ever been on a hunting trip. It's the best eating I've ever done on a hunting trip, but it doesn't even compare. The lodge doesn't even compare to what it's like getting out in the woods here. It's unbelievable. There is so many trophy bucks here. It's unbelievable. So many trophy bucks. Tremendous, tremendous animals. This is a dream come true, Gary. I mean, it really is. God honest truth. It's a dream come true.
Congratulations to Ron Rett of Outtech Incorporated. Ron writes, get to your stand at least a half hour before first light and stay in your stand well into the afternoon. At times, you'll find more movement mid-morning or early afternoon. This requires extra snacks, a urine bottle, and an understanding wife. Our next hunter is Mike Looper. Mike is marketing manager for Hoyt USA. It's November and prime rut. It isn't long before Mike is treated to some of the trophies here at Arrowhead Lodge. It was starting to look like Mike wasn't going to have the success he had hoped for. As these deer leave, another 8-point takes its place. Mike decides to try to take this beautiful buck. On slow motion replay, you can see the shot was perfect.
The does were coming in, and they were just wired, and they were looking at us the whole time. And then about 3 bucks came in, and they'd all stay away. And finally this one came down. Presented a great shot. A shot you can't miss.
Been waiting a long time for this. First deer. Didn't go but probably 80 yards.
Congratulations to Mike Looper, marketing manager for Hoyt USA. Mike writes, many times deer will approach unexpectedly. By prejudging yardage, it can be one less thing you have to worry about. You will minimize mistakes, and you will ensure a much better shot. Our next hunter is Jeff Pugh, Director of Archery for Ellett Brothers. It's November and prime rut. Jeff knows that at this time of the year, if you can find the does, the bucks won't be far behind. And just like that, Jeff was in the midst of some of Arrowhead's best trophies. The shot was perfect, and the buck wouldn't go far.
Shot him with his White Vortex. Got the new Trophy Ridge sight. Shot him with the ACC arrow, 349s with a 100 grain thunderhead on it. Recommend the easy cresting so you can see where the arrow goes in. Works well. Shooting about 268 feet per second. Not real fast, but it's quiet. Boy walked out at 20 yards, stopped with his head behind a tree, and I popped him. Simple as that. Great buck. Super buck.
Congratulations to Jeff Pugh, Director of Archery for Ellett Brothers. Jeff writes, "One thing that takes a big part of taking your buck is to be mentally prepared. When preparing for your shot, repeat all of the steps you must take to make a responsible shot. Anchor point, loose grip, and squeeze the trigger." Okay, one more time. How many squirrels do you see? Our next hunter is Patrick Wiley, archery manager for Satterfield Sporting Goods. It's still November and still prime rut. With wildlife abounding, there is never a dull moment. Whether you're watching turkeys or the thrill of seeing a magnificent, true 6x6 whitetail. This buck wouldn't give Patrick a chance, but it wouldn't be long before Patrick would get an opportunity. Let's take another look at the shot. On second look, the shot looked great, but Patrick didn't get the penetration he was hoping for. As Patrick was making his way to his buck, he would be watched by many others.
Glad to find this baby, that's one for sure. We made a good shot, but the biggest problem was we didn't get the penetration we wanted, and then he bedded right down, and another buck come in. As you can tell from the evidence, roughed him up pretty bad, run him off, so we let him lay for a while, decided to come back in, and that was the right move, because we just weren't sure. He is a beautiful, beautiful animal. Like Gary says, this is a place to build friendships. I've sure built a lot of them this week. And I'd encourage anybody that wants to come and meet new people and make a new bond. This is a place to come. And there's no shortage on animals. I've been doing this 15 years. I had never seen what I've seen here in 3 days. It's just an incredible, incredible place. Got some nice bucks too.
Congratulations to Patrick Wiley, archery manager of Satterfield Sporting Goods. Patrick writes, when shooting whitetails out of a tree stand, an archer should always remember to aim for your exit point. Try to envision where the arrow will exit the animal. Our next hunter is Danny Faulkner. Danny is a staff member for Hoyt, USA. Danny wouldn't wait long for this beautiful A-point to walk right in front of him. The buck was nervous. Seeing something that made him uncomfortable, he heads right back to cover. Soon he would be replaced by an even bigger 10-point. Danny would place the shot perfectly.
I don't guess it didn't need being quiet, is it? For an afternoon, it started off so bad. This had turned out pretty good. Heard this one running down the hill. He came running right in, stopped at 23 yards. I shot him, and he is 41 yards from the stand now. We watched him run up to the top of the hill, stand there and fall over. So, tracking job was real simple this time. We could see him the whole time from the stand, and I was excited. Got up here, he's got 6 broke tines, and he is still good. So I am tickled to death with it. And I sure appreciate the opportunity to Gary, just don't know how excited I am about it. I got the opportunity to bid on this hunt and get it at the AMO show. So I appreciate it, Gary.
Congratulations to Danny Faulkner, staff member of Hoyt, USA. Danny writes, practice often. Become as efficient with your equipment as possible. Always try to be scent conscious as well. Our next hunt is with Randy Wong, president of Hoyt, USA. Randy's hunt starts with this beautiful 10-point. Just what Randy was looking for. You have to look closely, but the arrow passes just in front of the buck, missing its target. The tree Randy was sitting in bumped his arm just before the release, sending the arrow wide of its target. It wouldn't be long, however, and Randy would get a second opportunity, a chance to redeem himself. This time, Randy would make no mistake and put the arrow right on target.
Just climb down the stand here. Gonna walk over here and take a look, but earlier today we had
buck came in off this hill over here, and worked his way in real tough. Wind was not good tonight at all, and coming off this hill. And we had about 10 deer up on this hill all afternoon. Just would not come in. Thank goodness I was wearing my scent blocker suit from Robinson Labs, because that wind was blowing right here, and those deer stood up on that hill all night. Very sensitive, and then they finally started to funnel in. And of course, the first deer came in, pretty nice buck, and what can I say? I just flat missed him. But luckily, the deer on the hill started to come back in a little while later, and this other buck come out of the wallow right here, up this little draw right here, and was actually a little nicer buck, and come around and give me the same shot. So I had a chance to redeem myself a little bit, and I made a good shot on him right here. And it's about a half hour till dark, so hopefully we have enough light here to go take a look over here and see if we can't find him.
Beautiful Michigan buck.
Got some awfully nice points, tall brow tines. It's a beautiful buck. Buck didn't go that far, actually. He was hit as good like I thought, and he run down right down the ridgeline, probably maybe 100 yards the most, maybe more like 80 yards from the stand, and there he is. Beautiful deer.
Congratulations to Randy Walk, president of Hoyt USA. Randy writes, when using a D-loop for a knocking point and release attachment, make sure to keep the loop as short as possible. A D-loop that is too long will make your draw length shorter, and that could be robbing you of valuable speed and energy. Our next hunter is Travis Arch, winner of the Hoyt USA contest. Immediately, Travis would encounter a sight that is sure to get your heart pumping as well. And then the buck Travis was waiting for appeared. Travis would have to be patient as the buck was quartering to, and that is not a responsible shot for a bow hunter. Travis wouldn't have to look long before he found his trophy.
Here in northern Michigan hunting whitetails, I won a free hunt with Boyd, and Gary Bogner invited us here to hunt on his property. Been hunting here for the last 3 days, and seen a lot of big bucks, and I was fortunate to take this one approximately 45 minutes ago. Right when we got in our stands this evening, we had a nice 8-pointer come up. He just wouldn't give us a shot. The most he did was quarter to us and sat there for 20, 25 minutes and would not give us a shot. Finally, he winded us and ran off, and another 15, 20 minutes went by, and we seen this buck and another 8-pointer and a doe come walking in. He came in at about 25 yards, and I couldn't get a shot because the other 8-pointer was right behind him. But as soon as he cleared out, I had a good place to draw. Nothing was watching me. Everything went perfect, and drew back and made the shot. And actually hit him pretty good. So pretty nice Michigan whitetail right here.
Congratulations to Travis Arch, winner of the Hoyt USA contest. For our next tip, we revisit Tom Nelson, host of Bowhunter Magazine's American Archer. Tom writes, "Wait until you arrive to your hunting spot before putting your bowhunting clothing on. This eliminates the chance of contaminating your clothing with foreign odors from your vehicle, a gas station, or from home." Our next hunter is Jay Scholes of Outtech Incorporated. It's January, and fresh snow has blanketed the ground, making bow hunting a greater challenge. When bow hunting this time of the year, the amount of clothing you wear is something that should be taken into consideration.
Boy, this is what you call extreme bow hunting. Oof, man. We got in here right at first light. It's about a little after 10 o'clock, 10:30. I'll tell you, it's probably about, I don't know, 15 to 20 degrees outside. And all we saw were 5 doe and a bunch of turkey. I think the deer just aren't moving right now. It's just probably too much snow, and I don't know, maybe they moved last night, but we're going to keep after it. I'll tell you what, if you've never hunted in the snow, though, it's an experience with all the clothing and trying to draw your bow back and having a half inch of snow on your arrow rest. It's extreme, that's for sure. Oof. We're going to keep after it.
Well, here we are up at Arrowhead Lodge. I'll tell you, I was here 2 weeks ago in the most horrendous snowstorm for 3.5 days, and I'll tell you what, it was crazy. We had temperatures down 17, 18 degrees, but I'll tell you, I don't know what's happened now. It's mid-January, and we're back here to give one last hurrah. The temperature today is in the mid-40s, and I'm just shooting my bow because I actually had my bow sighted in because I had net on, and things are going really well. So we're going to see what happens tonight. I think these deer are they don't know if it's Antarctica or if it's Florida here. Like I said, right now it's really warmed up, and hopefully they'll be moving tonight. We're looking forward to hopefully get an opportunity to nice buck. So we'll see what happens.
Jay heads back to the same area where just 2 weeks ago he was graced by only a few does. But the weather has changed. Would he finally get his chance? Jay has been hoping to catch up to the big buck commonly referred to as Wheezy. Wheezy is a monster non-typical. Jay has spent many hours pursuing Wheezy, only to go home empty-handed over and over again.
After ranging the area and getting familiar with the distances, Jay would finally get a look at the big non-typical known as Weezer.
Seeing this buck in the wild is enough to make any bow hunter forget all that he has practiced. Nerves at this point have a way of shutting down your ability to even pull your bow. If you're wondering about the orange tag, Wheezy used to be one of Arrowhead's prime breeding bucks. He's never been kept in a cage. The tag was put on several years ago to assure his genetics would live on. Wheezy is now past his prime breeding age, and Jay has been looking for this buck for more than 2 years. This was it. Hours and hours of bow hunting, all coming down to this one moment of truth. And Jay would make it all worthwhile.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. Unbelievable. By God, I hope that's a good enough shot. I can't stop shaking.
I don't think my heart's ever beat this bad since I got married. Well, let's go see if we can find him. Man, whew, I hope it was a good shot. We got pretty good blood. Man, I hope we find him. This is the biggest deer I've ever seen in my life. Wow. Unbelievable. He's down. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Look at my shot. Look at his horns. Look at this bad boy. Holy cow. Man. Man, I'll tell you. I just had a evening that hunters dream about their entire lives. Unbelievable. I'm up here at Arrowhead Lodge with Gary Bogner, and he told me about this giant hog, this non-typical hog. In fact, they even had a nickname for him, Old Wheezy. He is a big, big boy. You know, sitting here right now, I know that I'll probably never in my life, and I plan on doing a lot more bow hunting, ever see a whitetail like this again. This is just unbelievable. Look at him. Look at the points on him. What mass. I mean, this baby is just an absolute hog. He's a roll deer too, from what Gary tells me. Look at this. Look at this drop in the front. Unbelievable. I know I said that a bunch, but this is probably one of the most fantastic evenings I'll ever have as far as bow hunting goes. I mean, he came in, and I never thought I could ever get that nervous. Boy, I got shook up really bad. It was about 28 yards, 29 yards. There were some does there. Boy, I knew I didn't have a lot of time. I can't thank Gary Bogner and Arrowhead Lodge enough. This is just a phenomenal whitetail.
Congratulations to Jay Scholes of Outtech Incorporated, the buck of a lifetime. Jay writes, set up zones around your stand. Pick out objects like a rock or a stump. Know the yardage to these points. When your deer walks over the spot, you'll know exactly how far your target is away, eliminating any doubt and making you a more confident archer. On our last hunt, we joined Gary Bogner, president of Safari Club International. It's January and post-rut.
It's about 2 hours before dark. We'll come into our same stand location again, and we're going to be looking for some movement here before dark. The deer just haven't moved during the day. I've been out scouting, and you can see right here on the ground where the deer were in here like last night, because they're pawing the ground. But this winter hunting is a lot different. You'll see I'm all bundled up. You got to be careful that your string's not going to whack your arm. You got to be careful with gloves on. You're not going to position your release on a different place on your face, which then throws you off. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration when trying to hunt late winter. Hopefully I've allowed for them all, and if I get the opportunity, the shot will be on. But we got to see them first, and then we got to make it.
Gary's shot would be perfect and the buck wouldn't go far.
Well, we only been sitting about a half hour, but it seemed like an hour. It's about 20 degrees out here. That buck came in, as you could see, all by himself. I couldn't believe it. Whew, I'm so excited still, Whitetail. I came down off my tree stand. I left one glove up and brought one down. He came in, and there was no way to get the shot. He turned his head once and looked away, but his leg was back. I was afraid if I drew and he swung his head back, then I would be in the drawn position. And that is a shot. And I'm shooting about 73, 74 pounds, and it'll punch through forward of the leg and come out behind the other leg. But I like to try to put it behind there if I can. So I waited, and I knew more deer should be starting to filter in. And I was hoping he would just get in the right position. Looks like a nice 5x5. I mean, that's the nicest deer I've had a chance at this year. And I think I saw him going down. I don't think he's going about 50 yards. That's one thing with the snow. I see him go out there and stop and just waver a little bit and went down. So we're going to go see. And Michigan whitetail hunting, you can't beat it. This is the nicest buck, man. Oh, what a beautiful Michigan buck. Nice mass, nice inside spread. This buck, he's going to be probably 180, 190 pounds. It looks like his neck is still swollen some. Just a beautiful, beautiful Michigan buck. Really nice. But you'll find their deer, they change. From that early season, they're going to change where they start moving down into the thick stuff where they're going to yard up for the winter, especially after you get hit. We've been hit with almost 40 inches of snow. It's settled down now to about a foot. This is my new Hoyt Cybertech. This is the second time I had a chance to use it. I used it in Texas once, and now Michigan. Using a double X75 2413 with a NAP Shockwave 100 grain. Beautiful deer setup. Beautiful deer and a beautiful deer setup. Another great year.
Congratulations to Gary Bogner, president of Safari Club International. Gary writes, familiarize yourself with all aspects of body language of the animals you hunt. Most four-legged critters display the same types of body language. Take note of the signals given with the eyes, ears, head, feet, and leg movement. They always tell you what is about to happen just before it does. Well, let's take one more look. How many squirrels do you see? Actually, all told, there are 12 squirrels here. Quite an experience for any hunter in the woods. We certainly hope you've enjoyed this video and hope some of the tips along the way have been helpful. We need bow hunters like you. We'll see you at the next campfire.